Hello, hello. I'm Pat. Welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I do different types of art and stuff live. Uh, Here comes my cat. She's having a time. Yeah, honey, come on. Yeah, honey, come on, sweetie. Get her. No, nope. She just wants to tear it up. So she's back there clawing things. If you have animals, you know that they, especially female animals, have like a time that they get a little wanting. We're there. We're at that time. Should be okay. It's just part of the circle of life. So yeah. Like I said, we do different types of art here. I was hoping to get over onto these. We have a bunch of these busts from Batman stuff, but it's been snowing and really cold out here. So I haven't been able to prime them because you really should prime outside, and you really should do that in above 40-degree weather, and below like 90. Once it gets over 90 or below 40, it's really not good for your aerosols and stuff like that. So, you know. Anyway, so we're gonna wait for that. So we're drawing comics, or working on this comic idea that I have. It's just me goofing around. It's an idea for a thing called Cats. That is not Cats as in the musical, but Cats as in combat action training serial. So we're drawing this fun little story, which is cool. It's a lot of it's actually I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I don't know that I care. That's the best part about where I am in my journey is that I don't have to care what other people think about what I do anymore, and it's really kind of nice. All right, so if you were here before, you know that we had a big problem here. We had a resin spill, and you can actually flip over the page. You can see the stain from the resin. That's because of Two-Face here, and he betrayed me. Which you should, I should have known. I should have known that Two-Face is going to betray me. But yeah, no, his print split, and you actually saw that live happen. And it's probably, for those of you who need to learn about 3D printing, these holes didn't drain properly, and so that's why it split them all. It didn't allow the air out, and so the pocket trapped, and that resin eventually cracked it. Now what we'll end up doing is I'll just fill this with some putty, and we're gonna paint this guy up anyway, and it'll be great. But it's the fun of 3D printing. It's not as easy as it's all cracked up to be. Which is probably why not everybody does it. Anyway, so this particular combat action training serial, and that's serial with an S, as in it's a serials repeating number series, versus cereal as in something you eat. Not that anybody needs to be told that. It's just a funny joke. Well, at least I think it's funny. Maybe not everybody does. I don't really know. I don't suppose it matters. This thing does get bright. Look at that. Come on. Come on. How bright can you get? I think that's full power. We all at full power. Oh man. Anybody see the the trailers for the new He-Man stuff. That was pretty sweet. I'm not a big fan of all them, like all the zombie franchises. So it's kind of nice to have something new. Not that He-Man is like the most incredible story ever or anything, but hell, at least it's not. At least it's not yet another Jurassic Park movie, or yet another Star Trek, or yet another Star Wars. We're gonna dip into the well a bit. So instead of doing it, like I said, Star Wars, Trek, and more Marvel or DC, we're gonna take a look at the He-Man. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I'm just over here sharpening pencils. For those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm doing. Why isn't this dude drawing? Oh, why didn't I set up my phone to be able to watch the numbers and add to them? Like my views give me hours. It's kind of weird, but it works out, right? Also helps you make sure it's all running properly, I suppose. Which it is, and appears I'm the only one watching. That's alright. I do this stuff for my own good. So yeah, and like for those of you who are definitely new to the situation, this vlog is really it's really about me being able to keep track of what I have been doing, and to keep myself keep myself honest when it comes to my art. It definitely helps me. It definitely helps me do that. Different little size fishies here. You don't have to be exact. You're just trying to make some fish. We can always mess with them and trim them up later, whatever we need to do. A nice little school fish, that's fun. That's good times. This seafloor, kind of just need it to be evident that there's some texture here. You don't necessarily need to make it all super clean, right? Because this is where you've got a lot of reef, coral stuff. We can even maybe draw a little bit of it. Maybe draw a little coral piece. That's probably too far back though. Probably need to bring, if we want to do that, let's think about that. So if we put that coral here, then it's going to make this look tiny. But if we put like say coral in the foreground, maybe take a look at what some coral looks like real quick, just to give ourselves an idea. It's all different types of corals. So really, looking for something probably like that. everything needs to be more like. Come up like this. You can even take a little bit of that one out too. Nope, that's the wrong eraser. Gotta be careful with which erasers you're using. This one here is more for like, so this is a hard gum eraser. This is more for like really clearing stuff out if you really gotta completely start over. These other two, this is a kneading eraser, which is a lot of fun. They call it a kneading eraser because you can knead it like that. And then this is just a basic dust-free eraser. They're all very useful for very different reasons. This other one needs to come in like right here. Right, it's coming in behind the other ones. Just trying to make the illusion of this. It's not even really about making it look exactly like coral, honestly. You're just trying to make it look similar to coral, something people can recognize as, oh, that's some sort of coral, that's some sort of coral-like structure, la 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 la. sometimes it doesn't even make sense at first. And sometimes you're like, what am I doing? And then it starts to kind of come together. And you're like, oh, well, that's starting to kind of make a little bit of sense. And you just kind of keep jumping around until you get it figured out. And if you don't like that kind of coral, you can always switch to a different kind of coral. It's really, it's kind of fun. You should really just kind of enjoy yourself on your little fun projects. This one is definitely one of my goof off things. So I'm really interested in experimentations here. Trying to draw things I don't normally draw. I'm actually not that great at faces and hands, or in my opinion. So like I'm trying to work on that stuff better. I'm always working on natural forms better too. Like coral is one of those natural forms. It's not actually easy to emulate. So, you know, I wanna practice that because it's not easy. Which can definitely seem kind of counterproductive on occasions. It can seem like, okay, well, you're wasting your time working on stuff when you could be doing things that you're actually good at and make some money or whatever. But instead, I kind of like trying to work on things that I said I'm not good at, because that makes me better. Especially when it comes down to like art and stuff like that. If you're not really pushing what you're doing, you're not growing as an artist. So you kind of got to keep working at it, you know? I think we're definitely getting better at the idea of coral, which is fun. Hey! Sad to be back at work today. Well, you know. Yeah, most of my kids have finally snowplayed themselves out. Three of them have gone back to my ex-wife, so they're no longer here for the weekend, which is great. You know, it's good to share. You know, so but it leaves me with a little more time to do some things. I am going back to work for the rest of this weekend over at the factory, which is great. It's really starting to sound like they're wanting me to stick around up there, so I don't know what that means yet for the channel or anything, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. Ow, dang hand. Oh. Alright, so let's see. Let's get the rest of this sub taken care of. On a straight edge. Gosh flag, dang it. Use this one in, fine. Well, hello, Mr. Ant. What are you doing in here? It's pretty cold. You don't need to be here. This is not a good place for you. Now go tell everybody else how scary it was. Okay, so in order to make it seems weird, but in order to make this look like this fin is doing the right thing, it's gonna have to be reset like that. That might be right, and that might still be wrong. It's still not quite have the right angle. Because if you make it go the other way, it looks like it's leaning. It's like it's leaning this way. And we don't want that. We want it to look like it's straight up with everything else. Alright, we're gonna try to do skull and bone motif here. More about making things like this super exact, especially on this scale, because we're gonna be using a lot of blacking around it, because you're gonna do the whole rest of it blacked out. All you've got to do is create the illusion of what's happening, the idea, and let people's brains get the rest of it, right? Pretty simple, easy. Made some food over the weekend. Hey, there you go. Japanese curry from scratch. What does that mean? You mean like ramen? There's a name for that. The Japanese curry, there's actually a name for that. It's not really curry. There's a red... Oh, what is the name of that red sauce or red bean that they use? It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. Also make bolognese with eggplant. There you go. A little bit of almost eggplant parmesan. We make a lot of moussaka over here. My kids love it. They absolutely love moussaka. That's just cool. That's a cool dish if you've never had it. It's is it Greek? Mediterranean at least. When I get down the bottom of the page, it always likes to pull the page up on you. It's really why a lot of people like to tack their stuff down. Remember, you got a lot of like basic ideas in here. We're just gonna kind of keep refining those ideas. Okay, kind of keep working around a little bit till we feel like it's starting to look like what we want. And this is another one of those opportunities where color would really do us some good. We don't have any in this particular photos or this particular piece, so we just kind of have to make do with what amazing what a little bit of shade work and playing can do, though. You'll be surprised how much you can accomplish with just some monochrome two-color, just black and white tones. That be so far back there that it just doesn't really have much going on. Toss over some rice. Maru, curry powder, spice, chili in the block. Huh. Well, you might look up. So there's a type. It does. I mean, it probably is a curry. It's probably some sort of Americanized recipe. But the Japanese actually, they actually have a really spicy. What is that? Togarashi is their. I think that's their spicy stuff. Anyway, I don't quote me on that, but I think that's right. And then they make there's a red and black ramens that are a little spicier. You can get at some ramen joints, or at least you used to. I don't really know anymore. This situation, we actually want to try and catch the underneath of all these bubbles. And we want to kind of just slightly shade the ocean around them. avoid a wee fishies. Let things stand out, right? Give that a little bit more of an edge. Fix up some stuff. See, and as you see stuff, you can fix it up, right? So we're getting towards the end of this panel. We'll have to work on that sub a little bit more. Not quite done there. But if I put this down now, it will help with, as we mess with it, it'll smear out and smooth out the marks. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Just keep really looking to try to kind of do the underneath of the bubbles. And we're going to let the white stand out against the rest of the ocean color. And that should help us. We're also going to do some tricks here in a minute to make it look like the sun is coming down into the water itself. It's nice. Heck yeah, man. I mean, I think everybody in Asia eats some sort of curry, so I'm sure that there's Japanese curry. I don't know that I've ever had it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's real. There's lots of food. As much food as I have tried, there is still tons of food that I have never had, and even some of it that I may never have. Which is quite alright, honestly. nicer. Just make a couple little streaks. You really want to kind of pull it from the same place too, kind of same direction. You want it to all look like the sun's coming down, right? Maybe just a little overkill on this side here. Really want to make sure you're running them from off page too. All right. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Lots of fun. So anyway, where we at? 40 minutes? That's not bad. Not a bad little run. Let's take a look at this other piece I did. Just cause. And I don't know, tomorrow might come, or well, I guess we won't be here tomorrow. Next week we might come back. I did this one for Alex Purdy. Shot while filming. Shot for filming. So, just in case anybody knows where I stand, it's with the Second Amendment, and the 4th, and the 1st, and 14th, and lots of other ones. Also, not a big fan of Jim Crow and poll tax and all that stuff. I'm a big fan of his you know, founding fathers kind of thing. So, which seems to have been forgotten in all of this, what they meant by all of it. And you know, you definitely can't. If I can't address my government for grievances without getting shot at, and you don't really have any rights. So that sucks. Anyway, if you made it this far, give us a like and a subscribe, because obviously you like watching this stuff. That's from button. That one? No, that one. No, it's that one. There it goes. So anyway, yeah, if you like what you see or what we're doing here, come on and be a part of our little group of folks that watches my progress of things that I do. Appreciate everybody who does come by and watch all this stuff. It's super cool. I've almost figured out how to do this and Twitch at the same time. So my goal is to get Twitch going. We do some Minecraft stuff over on Twitch too. So if you want to come check us out over on Twitch, same name, Pieces of Pat Paints. We do, like I said, we do like Minecraft stuff like that over there. But I'm trying to get to where we can do both. So we'll be able to do our art that we do here on this channel, and and on that channel too, as well as the Minecraft thing. But yeah, I'll probably be over there later. Right on. So yeah. So yeah, Twitch is interesting. So I'm still trying to learn that one. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, it's it's interesting. I guess we take one more look at this before we sign off. We still got a ton of time. I don't know why it's not so early. So anyway, we're up to here. It's looking great. If I can figure out, there we go. So, which is awesome. You start off with our first page of the comic. So we've got this submarine. Oh, absolutely, yeah. All the way down on the other side of the planet. That's super cool. So we've been working on a comic lately. It's actually going to be a joke. It's going to start off as this submarine comic with this official submarine on patrol getting ambushed by pirates in their submarine. And then at the end of the comic, you're going to find out that it's just my cats goofing off in my living room. It's actually, I just wanted to try to get back into drawing, and kind of do that. I guess we just leave that up. I don't know why I turned that off. Just hitting the wrong things. But yeah, it's neat. I really enjoyed putting this together so far. It's been a lot of fun. yeah. I think I'm gonna do a couple of them. So like we'll do submarines. We'll do submarines this time, and then we'll do I don't know, maybe two jungle fighters trying to get at each other, or in a jungle, and then we could do snipers in a ruined city, and we can do tanks. You do all sorts of stuff, fighter jets, and then in the end, after we do all this stuff, at the very end, it's my stupid cats that I love so much, and they are ridiculous. My cats are so silly as heck. They're a lot of fun though. But yeah, so the idea is to draw them as a comic. So this comic is these guys are the good guy. Well, there's no real good guys here. It's cats. Anyway, these are the prim and proper, the military guys. So this is going to be my Siamese. So that's my Siamese as a man, which she's a girl cat, but as a man, she, in my opinion, would be sassy like Clark Gable. So I kind of drew her to look kind of a little bit like Clark Gable, and a little snarly because she's kind of snarly. And then this is actually going to be the ship for my other cat. He's fun. He's kind of a doofus, but he's fun. He's I don't know what you call a mutt when it's a cat, but that's what it is. And here's our so for those of you who are really tuning in and for the first time, or you haven't seen us in a while or anything like that, we started off with this. Now this is called storyboarding here, and you can see we've completed our first 2 pages. And what it went from our storyboard, so that's the idea of the storyboards, right? And these are just quick sketches. You don't want to worry too much about this. You've got notes about what you're doing and stuff like that for your comic. And you can see down here where it's going to turn into the cats, right? So then you can see where our first idea comes from, and into the actual concept sketch. So this sketch would be like a concept, and then from here we can ink it and color it, okay? And then we go on to the next bit of sketching, which is more, concepts, trying to get the idea, trying to get what does the inside of the sub look like? What does our crew and character look like? What does the enemy ship look like in the, floating around in the reef, and that sort of thing. So when you're trying to draw comics and stuff like that, that's kind of how you want to. You don't always have to do it that way, but in my years of experience, it's been like the easiest way to go ahead and do it is if you'll just kind of storyboard it out and then draw your bits and pieces from there. And then maybe it stays like this. Maybe it stays just as as we've drawn it here in black and white. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe we wanna ink over it and color it. So yeah, if we want to do that, and it's super easy. We can either light box it and put something over top of it. You can load it up and digitally color over top of things. Now there's all sorts of ways you can go from here to another thing. We can even redraw this on a larger format with a different kind of deal, on a better paper, and use these sketches as the basis of what we do with the rest of our work. So it really just comes down to how exactly you do your process as an artist. But this seems to be the way I've done this several times now over my years, and this seems to be the easiest way to stay organized on it, because it really is about if you're trying to get this large of a project done solo, it really is a lot about making sure you stay organized, and setting goals and staying on top of them. So, but there's that, and then like I said, we've got the one for Alex. So, like I said, I drew this the day they shot this guy. Which you don't like that, then I'm sorry. You can be mad at me. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't. You shouldn't get shot in the street for trying to help a woman that is being pepper sprayed by masked people. Yeah, it sucks. The world's crazy. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I really do. There we go. We made it to 50 minutes. I like that. 50 minutes makes me happy. So anyway, yeah, we made it all the way down to here. Like I said, if you like what you saw, like what we do, just like, subscribe. We'll be back. We'll be back again next week. I've got to go. So many things, so little time. So I got to go, and I'm working on a gummy machine for a gummy factory in the city. Which may actually, it looks like I'm about to start running their machine room entirely, which honestly, it's good for me. I can use the money, and I kind of like work. I like working. It sucks not to work. It's why I do. That's part of why I'm doing this, because this makes me feel like I'm actually doing something, like a job. And I've always wanted to. I love my art career. I always wanted to have a more prolific one. So so that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get my art going and get things out there and seen, and because when I finally am too old to really do anything but draw, I want to have plenty of fans and stuff like that, and I can travel around to shows all over the world. I got friends in New Zealand, so we can travel all over the world, and people can come see me and be like, "Hey, we watch your show," because that's fun. I grew up with Bob Ross. God, we need some Bob Ross now. We need Bobby, and we need old Mr. Rogers and Steve Irwin. I like the canon. That's like the saints of my generation or something. Anyway, that was Carl Sagan, Yep, I'm getting old. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Be good to people you don't know. Just spread some goodness out there. We all need more goodness in the world. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later.